Hello everyone, my name is Mary and today we're talking about the magician. And this is the second video in a series of videos where I dive into a tarot card, talk about its meaning, and talk also about its relevance in your life. So it's life lessons from the tarot and you. And today we're talking about the magician. And so let's get right into it. Here is the magician. So I have here the Smith-Waite, the magician card from the Smith-Waite Centennial deck. The Rider-Waite-Smith deck is one of the foundational decks in tarot, and I have here the Smith-Waite version of the Smith-Waite Centennial version of it. So the magician is all about manifesting. The magician is all about the power of creation, the power of bringing something into being. And where does it come from? It comes from first off these four places, the four suits of the minor arcana that are on his table. But it's bringing something into being, sometimes that's in a way that almost seems magical, but it really is following the laws of the universe. We're not talking about anything that's, breaking the laws of the universe. We're talking about co-creation with the universe, using the universe to manifest, to create things, to bring objects, ideas, new structures, to bring all of the things that people have been bringing forth throughout history. The magician is bringing that forth. The magician is the channel for bringing all these things forth. So the magician is the number one of the major arcana, but he's not the first card in the major arcana. There is a card before him called the Fool that is numbered 0. And the Fool sometimes has no number, but in this deck he's numbered 0. And so he sort of comes before the magician. He's the starting point, whereas the magician is the first energy that the Fool sort of encounters on his journey through the major arcana. So let's get to some of the symbolism. We have here the magician. He has one arm up and one arm down, and his wand that he has is not like the Harry Potter wand. It's a double-ended wand. So the arm up, arm below, pointing down, and the wand with the two ends sort of have the same symbolism, that there's this as above, so below energy, that there is this channel of energy coming down from the heavens to earth. And it sort of symbolizes this mirroring, the idea that what is able to be created on earth is because it is coming from a higher place. It's coming from the infinite. And so there's this idea of channel. And also the infinity loop is an important symbol because this symbolizes that it is coming from the infinite. It's coming from the quantum field. It's coming from the field of infinite potential, from God, from the bigger, from the greater, from this pool of infinite is where he manifests his ideas and all of his things. And so we get the sense already that he's in a very powerful position. And I love that he's got his finger pointed down because he's taking energy from the higher realms, from his highest inspiration, and channeling it down and bringing it down to the earth where it can become manifest as a thing or an object or an idea or whatever it is he's creating. He is bringing these things down. We've got some flowers on the card. Above his head are some red flowers. Maybe they're roses. We have some red flowers here and some white lilies, I believe. And so what these are symbolic of is the red is passion. So it's his whole fire, the fire of his soul is in this. He's very passionate about what he's creating. He's not indifferent to it. He's bringing forth something he's very passionate about. And the white lilies indicate a purity of purpose, that he is not bringing something, into creation that will bring harm or will do harm to himself or anyone else. He's doing something out of the purity of his heart. The the belt around his waist is the Ouroboros, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's the snake biting its own tail. And this is a symbol of death and rebirth. It's a symbol of transition, of cycles. And so he is sort of like in this larger scheme where he's creating and bringing things into being from this larger scheme. One of the things that is very important, I think, in this card is the fact that his table has tools on it. And the tools that he's using, so this is a major arcana card. This is soul's journey kind of stuff. But we have the minor arcana pictured on his table. The 4 suits of the minor arcana. The pentacles, which represents earth and physical resources. The cups, which represent water and your emotions. The wands, which represent fire and your inspiration, your spirit. And the swords, which represent air and your ideas, your mental plane of existence. And so these 4 suits show up in number 1 in the Magician as his tools. So he's bringing energy down from the heavens to earth, from this place of infinity. He's bringing things down and he's creating. And the tools he uses to create are the tools of the minor arcana. So he uses his emotions, his physical resources, his ideas, his aspirations, dreams, and ambitions. He's using these. And it's, I think, very important because it symbolizes that all of the things of his life, his ideas, his emotions, his physical resources, his inspirations, all of these things are subject to him. These are his tools. He is using them. It's not the other way around. He's not some sort of victim of the circumstances of his life. So whatever his emotions are giving him, whatever his mind is giving him, whatever his thoughts are, whatever his resources and his body is capable of, whatever his inspirations are, all of these things are subject to him. He is using them to the best of his ability to create this. These are his tools, and I think it's an important thing to remember, because you might have resources, physical resources, that you wish you didn't have, like you wish you had more, or you wish you had something else. But whatever your physical resources are, whatever your body and your home, your resources are offering you, your physical resources are a tool. They are your tool. Your emotions, however they show up, are a tool, and you can use them. Your thoughts, however chaotic they may be, are a tool. Your inspirations, however fast or slowly they may come, your ambition, that is your tool. All of these things together are subject to you and your will, and they are not controlling you. They are subject to you. So that, I think, is an important distinction that the Magician brings out. Another important lesson here is this, as I said, the as above, so below, this channel of energy. To stand in this place of being a channel of energy from the heavens to earth, of creating, of manifesting, of cultivating the life that you want, bringing forth the dreams you wish to bring forth. This is a position of some responsibility, and he's not standing here like sort of worried or unsure. He's doing it. He knows he has a right to be in this place, and he's doing it. He's standing there. I think the bright yellow background indicates that he has some confidence. He has a great deal of confidence in himself, and he knows that he has every right to stand there and to create and to manifest whatever he wants to manifest, because he trusts that his desires, as passionate as they may be, are tempered by this purity of his soul. That together, all these symbols together create a powerful card, a card of creation, of manifesting, of I'm going to make the life of my dreams. I'm going to make this, I'm going to make that. And he it's a very audacious and bold kind of card because he's really conveying this big energy. He's not taking over the world. He's not hurting other people. He's bringing his highest aspirations, his God-given aspirations and dreams into reality as best he can. And he is tapped in to the infinite. He is turned on by the infinite, by God, and all of these beautiful ideas that he has been given. And also, he is connected. He is boldly standing in this place where he is worthy. He feels worthy enough to be here. This is not the posture of somebody who is feeling unsure or unworthy. This is somebody who is very worthy. So before we get into how this energy can translate into your life, let's look at a few examples. So, yay! I went across the internet, went through Pinterest, and I picked out a few magicians that I thought were pretty cool. The first one is from the first one on the top left is from the Unfolding Path Tarot. This tarot deck has a lot of facial expressions. With the Rider-Waite-Smith, you don't get a whole lot of facial expressions, or, you don't get a lot of like really, faces. You don't get to look deeply into the faces of a lot of these people, but in this one, you do. And so the first thing I want to point out about this magician is he's looking right at you. He is looking at you. You can see that he's looking right at you, and more importantly, he's offering you the energy, this power. He's daring you to take it from his hands and saying, here, look at this power, look at this this power of manifestation. He's challenging you to accept the gift that he knows you have been given. So this card does have some of the symbols that the Rider-Waite-Smith has also. The infinity loop, obviously, in the palm of his hands. He has that infinity loop. And there's like a second loop that sort of, is sort of sideways, looking like a number 8, rising up from his hands, if you can see that. And around his head, he has the 4 very faint triangles that symbolize the 4 elements. So it's not the 4 suits that are pictured here, it's the 4 elements. So you have that symbolism there too, that he's using fire, water, earth, and air to create. But I love that he's really handing you this energy, that he's saying, here, look what I can do. Look at the magic that rises up from my hands, from my ability to create. And he's daring you to take it. The next magician is from the Gentle Heart Tarot. And this is a deck that is a little bit more minimalist. It's pinks and browns. It's a really gorgeous deck. And one of the suits, it looks like the pentacles is shifted. It's not a deck I have. I don't have any of these decks, but I just saw these cards and liked them as I was exploring different magicians. So he has the 4 suits, the cups, the swords, or maybe they're blades, wands, and then there's diamonds, which I'm sure has to be the pentacle suit or the coin suit. So he's got the 4 suits sort of floating above his head. He has the infinity loop symbolizing this infinite flow of energy, that he's tapped into the infinite. He has his hands up and down, so he's got that as above, so below sort of energy, this beautiful mirror that is created by the earth and the heavens. He's sort of like in that place. The magician stands in that place between heaven and earth as being a vehicle by which creation can happen. So that's a very beautiful place to be. It's a very important and a very powerful place to be. And so he's definitely giving those vibes. But what I love about this guy is that it looks like he's dancing. It looks like he's dancing with the energy. He's got this He's in flow with his creative manifestational powers. He's dancing with it. And the elements are just responding to him, floating around him, ready to serve his creations. It's a very beautiful, beautiful magician with a gentle energy, which is actually perfectly in keeping with the Gentle Heart Tarot. The next one is a deck I wasn't aware of until I saw this card. And this is the Golden Lyre Tarot, and Lyre, Lyre. And this magician has, of course, it's again, as you can see, a very minimalist card. She's got the infinity loop right there, pictured very plainly above the figure. It looks like there's a very faint moon in the background, which might have some significance as to like cycles and that sort of thing. We've got, or maybe it's a sun, but we've got, clearly she has the four suits sort of around her. You can see there's a cup sort of sitting on the ground. There's a pentacle behind her. There's a wand, and there's this sword pointing down into the left. And she has some flowers which indicate beauty, and the rose which indicates passion. She's holding a crystal. So she's not holding a wand, she's holding a crystal, which I think represents, power and energy and the earth, and spirituality too. It's a beautiful symbol. But my favorite part of this card is her pose. She's got one arm up and one arm down, that as above, so below sort of pose, like one arm straight up, one arm straight down, and her feet are in this very dynamic, almost like a yoga pose. It's almost like a warrior pose of some kind, where she is truly in this warrior energy. She is ready. She is dynamic. She has skill. She's got this fire inside her where she's ready to create. She's doing it. She's using her body. She's using her energy to create and to manifest. And she's drawing the energy down from the heavens, from the infinite, down onto earth. She's very up in this spiritual place, but she's also very grounded too. And I think her feet are both really indicative of that. I think it's a gorgeous card. The next one on the bottom left is not from a deck, sadly, because if it was, I would want to buy this deck. It's an art piece by Maddie Fusco, and it is the magician. This is her depiction of the magician, and I absolutely love this card, this picture. First of all, the figure, I love it. First, it could be a man or a woman. I think it could be either one. It's got a short hairstyle. There's no indication that it's a man or a woman, but I see the hips as being more feminine, so I'm going to call her a she. So this magician, she is sort of in this pose where she's considering her next move. To me, it's very clear that she's looking off into the distance, or she's looking towards something that she, in a direction she wishes that she thinks she might go. And I love the pose. I absolutely love her pose here. There's no as above, so below thing, but the card is absolutely perfect. And it's got some unique things. First of all, it does have the infinity loop, which is important. She's got some flowers sort of delicately pictured around the circle. But my favorite part of the card are the four elements, the four suits. They aren't just sort of floating above her head. They aren't sitting on a table, just sitting there. She has literally armed herself with these four elements, the four suits. She's got the cup in one hand and her wand in the other. She's got the sword around her waist, ready to go. She's got the pentacle strapped to her arm like a shield. She has literally armed herself with these elements, and she is ready. She's got them. She's going to use them to create. And she's got this beautiful, like, jaunty confidence about her pose. Like, her hip is like, towards a little popped. It looks like she's ready to take a step. I can't believe I'm getting so much from so little. This art piece is just magnificent. I really wish there were a full deck of this. So congratulations, Maddie Fusco, on a beautiful magician. But this gives us a more grounded sort of magician energy. Like, yes, whatever your physical resources are, strap that to your arm. That's what you got. That's what you're using. Your emotions, hold them in your hand. Your inspirations, hold them in your other hand. And you have this sword ready to cut through the confusion with the power of your mind. You are just ready to go and ready to take on the world. I just love it. The next one over is from the Magician from the Muse Tarot. And this is a more like modern interpretation of the tarot. And she does have her 4 elements sort of pictured as 4 balls in front of her on her table. And I love how they seem to have this, like, they're almost floating. They've just got this energy, ready to serve, ready to work for her. And what she's doing here is she's weaving together the strands of the universe, and she's bringing them down. And you can see these like colored strands are above her, and there's some of them pictured below her, below and to the right. And her pose itself, her body is the channel. She's got both arms up. She is a column of energy, bringing this, this energy from the universe, from the quantum, from the uncreated portion of the universe down into Earth. She is the channel. It's a very vibrant, I think, pose. And all the colors give us the idea of multiple things, multiple manifestations, all the potentials that you could bring forth. The final magician, is from the Sacred Bee Tarot. And this has 2 bees mirroring each other, sort of as above, so below. Also, as within, so without. So it's also this sort of like what you have inside of you is what is mirrored on the outside. There's a couple of symbols here on the top corners. We've got the astrological symbol, we've got the Hebrew letter, and the infinity loop. Also the color of the card and the color of her outfit. She's got a lot of, there's a lot of reds and pinks and purples and this like vibrant, warm sort of energy. I love that her hair is flowing out, that she's in the energy. It's swirling around her almost. But I think what I love most is the symbol that she's working with. It looks like some sort of sacred geometry, and behind it there might be the flower of life. So it looks like she's working with the actual structure of the quantum field. Like the structure, the substance of the universe is her tool, that she is using it. She is manipulating the universe on a very basic and structural level to create what she wants. She is focused. She has the power. She's standing there and making it. She's doing it, and she's surrounded by this beautiful energy, and she's channeling. As you can see from the bees, she's bringing this energy down, but it's coming from a very substantial place, this quantum place. This, it's like the basic building blocks of the universe are her tools that she's building and creating. So, how can the magician be relevant to your life? So the first way I think that the magician, to bring this energy in, is you cannot be shy with this energy. This is a bold, audacious energy. This is an energy that says, I have something unique to create. I have every right to stand here, to create, to bring this magic into being. And so a lot of times I think in our everyday lives, we might shy away from doing something because we think that other people might be able to do it better. And that's not a magician energy. The magician is, I'm going to create this. And the magician is, if it's beautiful and if it's pure and if it's something that lights me up, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this forth. You know, the magician is really just purely inspired by his or her own best instincts, and knows that she has every right to stand in the center of her power and create. And so I think one of the ways that the magician can really be relevant is to accept that power, not just in those times of day or the times of your life when you're like, oh, this is something I'm good at, so I'm going to stand here and create. I'm going to do this. No, to stand in your power and to be in this creative place any time of day, no matter what you're doing, even if it's something you don't do very well. It's like, I'm creating this, I'm doing this. Or maybe there's times in your life where you shy away and you're like, nope, I'm not going to shy away. I'm going to stand in that magician power, this bold, audacious place where I'm ready to channel, where I'm ready to be like, look at what I can create. It's like those little kids that show you their drawings with such joy and such pride. And it's like, maybe it's not going to go in the in the local art museum. Maybe it will, but that child has every right to create their creations and to be really proud of it. And so you have a right to be in your power, to create, to manifest. And also it's a nice reminder. The magician is a reminder that you're not just creating from this little lost place inside yourself. You're bringing energy, life force energy directly from God. When you create, you are channeling the creative power of God. You are co-creating with the universe. You are doing something very special and very powerful and very beautiful. Like that magician from the Gentle Heart, you are dancing with the universe. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a powerful and audacious place to be. Another lesson of the magician is the four suits, and I think they're best pictured on this one. So we have the four suits on the table in front of him. So this is the way to, I think the way to incorporate this lesson is to know that your body, your mind, your emotions, your inspirations, your spirit, all of these things are your tools. And who cares if it's not how you think it should be? Maybe your body and physical resources aren't where you want them to be. Doesn't matter. This is your tool and you can create with it. You can create with your body. You can create with your physical resources. Wherever you find yourself, you have resources and you can use them. Your mind and your heart, all the emotions and thoughts that you get, no matter what they are, no matter how you judge them, no matter how they make you, feel, they are your tools. These emotions are your tools. No matter what kind of emotions you're having, they are your tools. Everything in your life is your tool to create. And it sort of gives you permission to sort of, to milk these tools, to wring them out, to find and dig deep into each now moment. Like, what is your resources offering you? What is the world offering you? What is your heart offering you? What is your mind offering you? What's happening here? How can you use this and cultivate these things to bring about your dreams, however you want them to be? These are the magician's tools. This isn't just, your mind and your heart and all these tools of the everyday life. They're not just things to ignore or things to just, like, well, I'm just going to wait until I feel better. No, like there's a way to use your emotions no matter what you're feeling. And there's also a way to cultivate your emotions to get you into this place of being in your power, knowing that you belong in the center of your power. So the magician can remind us, like, no matter what you're doing, whether you're driving to work or whether you're waiting somewhere or you're, whatever you're doing in your life, can you be in this magician energy? Can you be in this, like, I have the power to create kind of energy? Can you be in your knowing and in your worth, in every now moment, knowing that right now you are creating. You are creating. You are using your tools. You are using the physical reality. You are using your thoughts. You are using your emotions. You are using your inspiration. And it's not the other way around. Your thoughts aren't running you. Your thoughts aren't using you. You are using them. And all of the rest of it. You are using these tools. They are not using you. And so and it's not something that only happens when you're feeling on or when you're doing it. It's something that happens all the time. This is an energy that lives in you all the time. So the magician has a lot to teach us about creating and being in this energy of powerful manifestation, of knowing that you have the privilege to create how you are inspired. And only you can create what you are being inspired to create. You have a unique channel to like, and this the magician from the Muse Tarot, where she's weaving these colorful energies, she's like, she's doing something unique and beautiful. And the sacred bee, she's building something very unique and beautiful. You have a worth. You have a privilege to be in this place and create, whatever you're inspired to create. And so this is my message. This is the magician. This is how the magician can be in your life. And I always end with a prayer. So my prayer for you and for me and for all of us is that we beautifully, boldly, audaciously, and playfully create our lives in every now moment. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.